kind of fucking bullshit that is the obfuscation that I'm talking about, where you're basically talking about normie lib governmental policies that are perfectly conducive to a free market fucking state, and you're like, oh, it's just a gradation of the economics. Well, why don't we just go with the right-wing definition of socialism, where socialism is when the government does anything ever whatsoever. Everybody's a fucking socialist.
Hold on. Give it to Pisco and Econoboy to respond.
Yeah, so Econoboy specifically didn't say that.
All of that was in a video game, by the way. I forgot on Twitch.
Yeah, so just to be clear, again, I'm grounding everything that I'm saying in the actually existing people that call themselves socialists and call themselves very, very progressive.
If there's a good policy,
if I could just finish, Connor, all the bullshit about interrupting. So
no, I heard it.
Okay. Well, you interrupted, so just give me a second here. I'm grounding this in the actual existing people that call it socialism, that call it whatever, very progressive capitalism or very progressive like policies in general, right? Okay. So insofar as you're saying, oh, my narrow definition of socialist policies is decommodification of labor and the socialization of the means of production, then...
Oh, when I hear Jstlk in pain, it feels so nice. It feels... Oh, my hand smells so good. Hello, Foodshops. I hate Jstlk. How are you doing today? I'm doing fantastic now, okay? It doesn't matter if I'm having a bad day or a good day. Hearing Jstlk in pain, this is what I want.
To be fair, according to me and according to some other policies that have been proposed, that is like almost exactly what we would be doing.
An example, just an example of a.
Wait,
I
didn't come here to play the no true stock thing for fucking.
Wait. Also, wait, not the policy again. I'm curious because
I'm doing the exact opposite.
Okay, wait. Econoboy keeps bringing up like AOC and Bernie Sanders. Can you name somebody in the media environment that identifies as a socialist that is friendly towards the Democratic Party?
Like in mainstream environment?
Anybody in the media.
Why is that relevant to the conversation? You want to change the conversation?
I don't
want to change the conversation because politicians.
Honestly, what Destiny's doing right now is just pointing out that like there is a lot of money to be made being like a Democrat-friendly socialist right now. Unironically, he's just pointing it out.
Politicians have to operate within the very real world of trying to get elected. So necessarily their positions are going to be probably a bit more constrained. And also, these are people that, I mean, maybe Connor has, but I don't shit on AOC or Bernie Sanders. That was never what this conversation was ever about, like ever. Like, I'm curious, in the media environment, are there any people that identify as socialists that are friendly towards the Democratic Party in the United States of America?
Wait, why is that relevant to whether or not the Democrats
Because my main criticism, I'm telling you, because my main criticism is that you're saying Democrats should appeal to socialists, and you're picking the outer perimeter socialists that are the least social.
No. He's saying that they shouldn't be excised. Destiny's doing the flip. Destiny's flipping right now. I hope Pisco sees it. You're saying they should be excised. Those outer perimeter people should be excised. Pisco's saying that, hey, if it aligns with our interests, if we can highlight a policy where we overlap, that's what we can do, right? We could go, oh, hey, look at this is the policy where we overlap. But Destiny's totally flipping. He's totally trying to take a different position, one that he didn't have, one that didn't start this argument, one that he is now totally, like, he's moved towards Pisco. He's just going to basically argue, Pisco, I totally agree with
I love whenever Jstlk like circles his cursor around someone thinking that he's cooking.
Did you think I like disagreed with you at some point? He's just gaslighting. This is gaslighting like blatantly.
Socialist people who have won elections by being the least socialist people, saying that the outer perimeter beliefs that we're appealing to are things like a 15-hour minimum wage, which aren't even necessarily socialist policies. When the issue we have is that the central tenets of socialism, like the abolition of all free enterprise, the abolition of all private property, the destruction of the political parties in the United States of America, those are the people that are dominating the media environment. And you're asking us to appeal to those people to capture people like AOC and Bernie Sanders. I'm not worried about the AOCs and Bernie Sanders. I'm worried about the people that work for Bernie Sanders, like your Brianna Joy Grays, or the people that are running the entire left. Listen. It's only if you're not cooking, okay? If you're not cooking, don't do this, okay? If you're cooking, it's fine. Who cares? Also, if you're not live, who cares? All right, I'm just making fun of him because he's like live. Media online apparatus, which is why I'm asking for a single person who identifies as a socialist that supports the Democratic Party.
So if you're asking for a single person who identifies as a socialist that supports the Democratic Party, there's obviously a lot of those people. I just said those are 10% of the people that vote for Democrats.
Media people.
I want to make this point because it's relevant to the conversation we're having.
Okay,
fuck you, Pisco. If every time you open your fucking mouth, I go,
it's impossible for you guys to linearize because your whole job here is to muddy the waters.
I think you're muddying the water. That's exactly what I'm going to accuse you of momentarily. So shut up.
You were brought in. You and Wick are being brought in to give cover to Destiny.
This is... Dude, this is so transparently, like, incredibly bad faith. It's so fucking funny. These people will lose. You cannot do this. You cannot run this like dog and pony show like this. It's so obvious what's going on. And so many people can see it now. These people are all going down.
Hold on, counter, stop.
I have never seen copium this cope before. What the fuck? This is some next level copium I'm hearing. Dude.
Please go first, and then you can respond.
So
that's crazy.
Clearly, with respect to policies that socialists support, if what we mean by appeal to socialists is to literally propose policies that these types of socialists would support, you guys are okay with them, certain of these policies, right? And we're just now defining what the scope of that agreement is, what the scope of that overlap is, but you don't have a problem in principle with appealing to socialists if
I watched this yesterday while I was doing a modded Minecraft dungeon, so this entire video just gave me flashbacks of fighting like 500.
By appealing to socialists, we mean promoting policies that they like, correct?
Yeah, but that's a meaningless statement.
Policies are good.
Okay, so now let's actually...
Wait, because
it's not a meaningless statement. Hold on, it's not a meaningless statement, and Pisco and Boy need to continually focus on the idea that Destiny, Erudite, and Connor have been pushing excising. Excising. What does excising these people mean?
Well, excise is what size you are, okay? X meaning extra size, okay? You're like extra sized, okay? That's you, okay? You're extra big. Okay, that's what excise mean. Okay,
that means cutting them off, not talking to them, not listening to them, not doing anything with them at all. Excising. We're cutting them off entirely. Now they're going, well, if it means that if we do $15 minimum wage because we like that policy, then we could talk to them about it. Yeah, you have cucked out. You have lost. You've given up. You've done your Mott and Bailey. You've given it up entirely, right? You've totally abandoned your original Mott. You've gone back, and your Bailey is Pisco's position. Yeah, you can't call Pisco a retard, a disingenuous socialist, and then go, but we agree totally. We actually agreed totally the whole time. No, that can't be possible.
Are you okay with appealing to members of the Ku Klux Klan?
They like clean drinking water. Are you sympathetic?
This is, oh my god, this is exactly why we argued against excising. It's actually just insane that they foot this entirely. Yeah, it's
let's
crazy.
say you do like city renovations.
So now let's actually talk about the
do you mean exercise
policies and whether they get to
no, you have to answer that question. Would you be
I'm okay with a party. I'm totally willing to bite bullets. You know, I bite bullets. I'm totally willing with a party to appeal to members of the Ku Klux Klan. If that is what is meant by that, is appealing to common sense policies that everyone gets. Excuse me. Let me finish. Wait. It's not a pointless question. It's not a pointless question.
Is Wick going to defend Pisco's ability to speak at all in the way that he's cut Pisco off multiple times, or
because there are policies that you would consider socialist, I think, under your definition, no true Scotsman definition of socialist, that maybe the Democrats should appeal. So, for example, would you be against? Do you think, first of all, that a national healthcare service is a socialist policy?
No.
Okay, can you give an example of a socialist policy?
Things that involve taking away the means of production from private owners, from capital.
Okay, so Destiny, can you admit that no influencers ever argued for a socialist policy with regards, including Hassan? Hassan has never advocated for a socialist party policy in America as an actual political position, right? So he's indistinguishable from Bernie Sanders in that they ideologically believe the means of production.
Well, the point isn't that, dude. That's not Destiny's point. Okay, Destiny's point isn't whether or not Hassan has advocated for a socialist policy. Number one, I'm pretty sure Destiny believes that even the term socialist isn't well defined, right? What makes a policy socialist? It seems like socialists just want to steal every single policy for themselves and whatever. It's almost as if there isn't actually a clearly defined line, right? But clearly Hassan literally said that he masks his true beliefs. He doesn't believe what he says, right? And he lies a lot as well. So it's so you can't trust this guy, obviously, right? So it's yeah, I mean Destiny is still fine on this, but okay.
Production should belong to the people, but they would never argue for that position in the current American media environment, current American political environment.
Owners, and giving that so that the
some of these days I like to think about this, and it's I wonder what's the average BMI of the Destiny anti-fan, okay? And I just must think, okay, it must break the fucking scale.
Workers are exclusively the ones that are in control of the means of production.
So a single payer healthcare system, let's say health insurance system, let's put it aside national healthcare, a single payer healthcare system that makes it illegal or outlaws private insurance, you would not say that's socialist?
If you're talking about the government owning everything from the top down, then including the hospitals, then theoretically you could call that socialist. Some people
would you? Sorry. Would you?
I can't believe Pisco, sorry, Jstlk still uses that face to present it. Yeah, I know. It's almost as if he's a locale. I mean, isn't that like literally locale behavior? Like making fun of yourself and like denigrating yourself like that? It's cringe, dude. I mean, without any kind of semblance of self-awareness. I mean, like he has self-awareness and he's clearly trying to link into the meme that he sounds like fucking like he sounds like Kermit the Frog. But at the same time, it's like everyone laughs at him, right? Like they're not laughing with you. They're laughing at you.
Call that socialist? Would you, Stephen, would you call that socialist? Yes or no?
I would call it a state-owned enterprise or state-owned enterprise a socialist. I mean, like technically not really, but sure, we can say that.
Just being a total weasel. Actually call out the people with no spine on shit like this who literally can't take a position. This is totally cucked. This is the most despicable, spineless behavior I've ever seen. I told you that he's already lost the conversation. Entering the conversation, he has lost. So he has to lie, he has to misrepresent, he has to be a total weasel and bad faith on all of these things, right? That's the only way he can participate in this conversation is by being totally disingenuous and dishonest.
Is your answer that a single payer system is not socialist? Is that what your answer is?
I wouldn't call it socialist, but if you wanted to for the purpose of this conversation, sure.
No, I don't know. I want to know your opinion. So I'm asking.
Yes. Oh my God, he didn't do this to the fucking loser Zip, but now he's doing it to Destiny. How about you give me your position, you spineless cuck bitch?
Your opinion, your answer is no. Single payer is not socialist. Okay,
I don't think it's necessarily like a socialist policy. You can call it if you want to.
I don't know if dude. Be embarrassed. Shame anybody who supports this overt cuckoldry, okay? Dude, why does Destiny sit here? Can he move his chair backwards, right? Can he move his chair backwards so we can get the full image here? He should be sitting back where this gun rack is and stream from there, okay? So we can have the image of him sitting in the fucking corner of the room.
You could, but
no, I'm not asking if I wanted to. I could. I'm not.
This is coming from the person who was excised from the community, banned off of YouTube, and now sitting in the virtual cuck chair. Good job, Jstlk. Good job. Thank you.
I'm asking your opinion. I'm not saying if you wanted to, you could.
You want me to give you a yes or no answer to an
I want your opinion. I want your opinion. I want your opinion. I want your opinion.
You don't even know that it's state-owned enterprise.
Do you think single payer?
Hold on. Let Pisco ask his question. Pisco's gonna shut up while Destiny answers.
I'm not asking would someone else, could you? I'm asking you, Stephen Bonnell. Do you consider single payer to be socialist?
Okay, now that you've asked that, shut up and let respond.
No. Okay, so this is who's the no true Scotsman here. You guys were saying like the policy that most people who would absolutely consider to be socialist is not socialist. And so our working framework of socialism is only tankyism, only people who want to decommodify everything and have government ownership of everything. And it's preposterous. You're just not.
Listen, I just want to hear the moment. Listen, all I want is I want to hear the moment in which Pisco is revealed to be hella bad faith. And I just want to hear his cope, okay? I'm going to be totally honest. That's what I'm here for, okay? Just being real with you.
Operating with the way people use those words.
That's great. That's literally not the argument, though. But if you wanted to argue that if we were to call
it... It's literally not the argument. It was the argument, yes. You're arguing that people who don't advocate for socialist policies, who don't advocate for seizing the means of production now, are not socialists. Okay, that's not Hassan. Hassan does not advocate for seizing the means of production. He's never said, Bernie Sanders, you have to seize the means of production. If you win, you'll seize the means of production. He's never said that. So what the fuck are we talking about? There's nobody who exists and is a popular fucking political commentator who actually argues for this now, right? And then otherwise you have to explain to me why the ideology Bernie Sanders has and the ideology Hassan has are different. That's what you have to do.
Well, it's socialist, and you wanted to socialize the healthcare system. The reason why you would be doing that wouldn't be.
Hassan has literally said that he is an ML. What do MLs believe in? I'm sorry. What do MLs? You can't have both, okay? You can't just say, oh, well, there is actually a distinction between like socialist and communist and whatever the fuck, and believe that. Well, at the same time, when Hassan says that he's ML, what do you think he said? What do you think Hassan is saying when he says that he's ML? Or greatly implies that he's ML? What do you think it is?
Because you're trying to appeal to socialism.
Weasel words, Stephen. Weasel words.
It's called politics.
If you want to.
Can I finish my answer? Yeah, holy shit. There's a difference between doing something by... So, for instance, I'm a free market capitalist, but that doesn't mean I oppose government intrusion into every single sector.
Hold on, I'm restarting my camera app.
Or even a government monopoly on things like, say, utilities, because there are some things that the free market doesn't solve for. To say that I don't think the free market solves for this, and we...
No, 30-year-old user. 30-year-old loser, sorry. I think Hassan would say that, but he is not advocating for current politicians to do that. That's the thing. But Bernie Sanders also believes the workers should have the means of production. He is a politician. He is effective in the current political environment. There's no reason to believe that Hassan is any different from Bernie Sanders or any more socialist than Bernie Sanders, right? There's no reason to believe that. In fact, I believe Hassan's made it clear that he is slightly less socialist than Bernie Sanders.
The real loser. It's crazy.
Right? So Destiny says he would support Bernie Sanders. If you support Bernie Sanders, there's no reason you should argue to excise Hassan. He has clearly argued to excise Hassan. He has to resolve that ambiguity. That's what he has to do.
You should have utility companies ran by the state. It's not the same as saying I'm appealing to fucking socialists.
I'm not saying it's the same. I'm not saying.
So when you ask me if a single payer system would be socialist, I might say, I guess you can consider social if you want. The reason why I'm advocating.
This is news to me. Are you unaware that Bernie Sanders has been an avowed socialist his entire life? Evil Johnny Bravo, that he did his honeymoon in Moscow because he loves the USSR. Like, are you unaware of all that?
Though for a single payer system isn't because I'm trying to appeal to socialists. It's because I think free market capitalism cannot solve our problems.
So this is the obfuscation.
Yes or no? Yes or no? What is a woman? What is a woman?
No,
We're doing
this
that
is
with
wrong.
socialism. We can do that.
The obfuscation is the question isn't.
There's no obfuscation, to be clear. You're just confused. Your confusion is not the obfuscation.
The obfuscation is this all, and I'll identify it. The question isn't whether or not the intention behind promoting single payer system is one way or another. We're not talking about the intention behind why you propose one policy or another. We're just asking in pure.
No, Evil Johnny Bravo. Bernie Sanders is like a dyed-in-the-wool, full-on socialist.
For semantic terms, what most people call socialized medicine.
Okay, I can't tell if that was serious or not, but it's definitely fucking not correct, okay? He is definitely not. Otherwise Bernie Sanders would literally be with Brianna Joy Gray right now, but they're not, right?
Socialized healthcare, would they call it a socialist policy? And you're absurd deflection on that and say, no, I would not call it socialist. I think just you're not using the term where people use those terms. Yeah.
Here's a question. Wait. Do you think that Hassan would call it socialism?
I don't. Wait, why is that relevant?
Why is the largest left-wing streamer relevant to what mainstream thought is amongst leftists on the online media sphere?
He wouldn't call it socialism. He wouldn't call it socialism. He'd call it a socialist policy. He would absolutely move in a socialist policy direction, right?
You just said
the Communist Manifesto, that is not authoritative on socialism, but Hassan Piker is.
No, the Communist Manifesto is not authoritative on
socialism. Hassan Piker is. Hassan Piker, who you said is a fucking limousine socialist.
Totally right. Totally right. Yes. I don't look at the Communist Manifesto for what socialism or communism is, but Hassan Piker is my guiding star. Okay, yeah, you lost. Embarrassing.
On that, but not the Communist Manifesto.
That's not... Jstlk, it's because more people are... How many of Hassan's audience do you think has read the Communist Manifesto? Sorry, bad question. How many people who call themselves communists is how many of them watch Hassan versus how many of them has read the Communist Manifesto? Which number, is a fan of Hassan versus how many has read the Communist Manifesto? Which one is more? It's probably a fan of Hassan, actually. Dude, the point is that Hassan, who is alive right now, who has millions of followers, has more of an influence on communism in the time being than Karl Marx, who has lived so fucking long ago to the point where I don't even know if his bones exist anymore. The thing is that dude, that's Destiny's point, okay? Destiny's point is that right now Hassan can influence and define communism the way that he likes just off of his clout alone, all right? Because that's how big Hassan is. That's his point, you fucking retard. You absolutely fucking inbred. You absolute fucking product of incest, all right? You fucking drooling vegetable retard, tongue hanging out, fucking mouth drooling retard, okay? You absolute fucking brain damaged vegetable.
Hold on, I just want to be clear. You're telling me that something that was written almost 100 years ago is more authoritative on what modern day socialists believe than what than what some... Okay, well, I encourage you to do more research when it comes to...
Wait, so you're telling me that the current president is more authoritative of what the Constitution is than a document, the Constitution itself, that was written this many years ago? Oh, we should listen to Donald Trump on what the Constitution should be over James Madison. Is that what you're telling me? Just because it's 100 years... Dude.
Unironically, isn't that kind of true? If Trump were to talk... If Trump were to spread the lie to his base that, oh, the Constitution says this and the Constitution says that, how much of MAGA will believe Donald Trump? 99%. 99% of MAGA will believe Donald Trump in thinking that the Constitution is actually like that. How many do you think of MAGA, how much of MAGA do you think will actually go back and double check whether or not Donald Trump is correct? Obviously, if you repeat a lie long enough, you will actually change what the truth actually is. That is the point. That's the entire point of Destiny's argument, is that it doesn't matter what the original writing is. If the most influential figure in politics today, who defines by that themselves, right, is willing to influence that, then that is the point, right?
What? I'm actually doing the opposite hypothetical here, but you get what I'm saying. There's no reason to believe that somebody who wrote something 100 years ago is not an authority on the document they wrote, right?
Yeah, let me step in here. So if we're appealing, at that point though, Destiny, if we're appealing to what people who call themselves socialists actually think, hey, the authoritative source of what socialism is the actually existing socialists today and what they believe in, right? Then in terms of whether or not we're like acquiescing or appealing to the socialist movement, then yeah, like the Bernie Sanders platform concession.
Hold on. Wick mods are in the chat scolding Not So Erudite. Sorry, I have to pull this up. It's very relevant, okay? It's very relevant. Not So Erudite is in Wick's chat right now, and we have missed Not So Erudite. Quit banning people for nothing. Hey, Not So Erudite, quit banning people for nothing. Hey, stop trying to shape the argument, Not So Erudite. Stop banning people for literally fucking nothing. Stop.
Are you okay? Jstlk, honey, do you need a quick wank? Do you need like to? Do you need to like quickly jerk off on purpose? Sorry, not jerk off on purpose. Like, do you need to like jerk off for a moment? Because you're listen. This is what horny brain is. This is like the definition of horny brain. Okay, it's just like you're just like angry for no reason. Okay, like fuck, dude. Holy shit.
Stop! Hey, Erudite, how about you fucking quit? Based. Thank you.
2016 would count within that reasonable framework, that he was able to raise the minimum wage requirement of the Democratic Party National Committee. He was able to add in things like legalizing marijuana. And so we're hopping back and forth between, oh, well, some socialists say socialism is decommodification of labor.
I'm sorry, I have to keep playing this while this
Sanders
goes.
Is appealing to liberals. Liberals are trying to appeal to socialists. Okay, right? When Bernie Sanders recommends the legalization of
Lamau, what are you talking about? You're malding about a YouTube timeout?
Marijuana, that's not socialist.
I timed out someone.
Right? Okay, that's Bernie Sanders trying to do something in a liberal capitalist framework. Okay, so can you say the government needs to grow weed? Sorry.
Okay, so number one, I take it that you take back the thing you said in the beginning of this debate of when do socialists ever appeal to liberals by just now saying that was an appeal to liberals.
100%.
No, because I said at the beginning, I don't really consider these people socialists. Cook, follow the conversation, okay?
Okay, so now Bernie Sanders isn't a socialist.
I don't consider these. Didn't I say at the beginning of this conversation? Okay. I don't really consider these people real socialists. No.
But Destiny, but what you did say was the actually existing contemporary socialists like Hassan are authoritative on what socialism is. And so if people like Bernie Sanders, and if I could just finish my point, fuck's sake, if people like Bernie Sanders and people like Mamdani and people like AOC say things like publicly owned grocery stores and single payer healthcare systems and the expansion of public education are socialist policies.
Everybody's literally being scolded for shaping. You just keep on doing it.
Policies, then we have to agree.
I'm sorry, this is very funny in the chat. I'm sorry.
Influence on what it means to be a socialist policy under your own framework.
No, and I would like an opportunity to speak.
No, I want Destiny to really clarify that really quick. Just like, does that
make sense? I really don't, because then I'm going to sit here with my hand on my dick and balls for the next 10 minutes, so I would like an opportunity.
Hold on.
You guys
honestly, just kick Connor out of the conversation. He's incapable of having the conversation. He's not even a Democrat. Kick him the fuck out. Why is he in the conversation? This is about democratic strategy. Kick him the fuck out. Get him out of there.
Points, please. Destiny was asked a direct question. I'm going to let him give you a direct answer.
Dude, you good, bro? Like, you good?
Connor should go right over here. Okay, listen, I don't think that you looked at the lawmakers in a democratic system to see who your ideological thought leaders are for certain movements in the United States necessarily, okay? They're running in certain districts, and they're running under the confines of trying to operate within some electoral system so that they can get stuff done. I think that if you want to have this argument right now of like, does Bernie Sanders and AOC dictate what socialism is in the United States? Honestly, when you say it, maybe when Pisco said, I'm not sure what plan he's on right now, okay? But when you say it to Connor, I think you genuinely believe that, and I don't think you're saying that like with stupidity, and I don't think you're saying that with malice, and I don't think you're a secret tanky or anything like that, okay? I understand what you're saying there, and I want to agree with you.
Check your comments.
But the problem is that when I go outside, let me explain where the comments come from. Okay? The problem is that when we go outside of where Econoboy is, there is nobody in the United States media environment, okay, that like calls themselves like really like a socialist that would look to people like AOC and Bernie Sanders and say, oh yeah, those are socialists. They would call those people stepping stones.
Lawson Harrison donating $50 over here. Lawson, you should come chat on stream. You're saying some really crazy shit in donations. I would love for you to come on stream and just, lay out why you think apparently all the accusations against Destiny are fabricated. I would love to hear why you think that, how you've come to that conclusion. Yeah, I would really love to.
Stones in the radicalization funnel and good liberal capitalism at the end of it, which is why these are
Hold on.
I want to turn.
Go ahead.
I want to turn because frankly, you guys are talking past each other. Okay. The reason why I've reiterated my definition of socialism as narrow and tailored is because I'm not doing no true Scotsman. Okay. I'm telling you what a fucking Scotsman is. It's a Scottish person from fucking Scotland. Okay. It's a dude. He wears a kilt. He has his fucking dick out all the time. All right. So the point is, I'm describing very specifically what it is. And the reason why I would be pissed about universal health.
Pull up more not so erudite. It was a timeout for 24 hours and several bans that had to be undone. Keep lying though. What? Hold on. What? Dude, I'm sorry. This is actually funnier than the debate right now. Okay? Oh my goodness. Dude. Hold on. Can I scroll? Hello? Scrolling capabilities? Why can't I scroll? I can't scroll this chat. What is happening? I can't scroll this chat. Here we go. Nope. That's still not working. Thank you. What is happening, dude? Thank you. God. Okay, I banned someone. Nair didn't like that. That's about it. At WickTV, check DMs. Let's see. It was a timeout for 24 hours and several bans that had to be undone. Keep lying, though. Andrew, I forgive you, but I have to stand on principle. Bruh, she's over here shaping the combo.
High-quality education being
Nair, why are you crashing out?
Labeled socialist is number one. I think most committed socialists who have read any books about socialism wouldn't agree with that definition. And the only way that I would stretch it is if you considered universal healthcare or universal access to healthcare as a part of the decommodification of basic human needs, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure was just food, water, and shelter. But what I'm saying is that the reason why I think that Econoboy and Pisco, whether they like it or not, are useful fucking idiots for committed socialists and tankies and communists is because they fucking muddy the definitions. They fucking blur it around. They're just like, oh yeah, every public service is fucking socialist.
Connor, give us one example, therefore. Give us one example of a socialist policy. Go.
Making food, water, and shelter available to human beings at the point of service for free.
So you think, so why is that socialist, but doing the same thing with health insurance isn't? And it's because one is basic human needs?
Because I'm going because I'm going off of the fucking definitions of shit. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so healthcare is not a basic human need, but food is.
All you're arguing is that healthcare is.
I'm asking a question. I'm actually asking you a question. Is food more of a human need than healthcare is, as you're seeing it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So I think that's cooked. I think that's fucking cooked and arbitrary. I don't think you can.
Wait, what? Sorry, I still think this part of the debate is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, I'm sorry. How could you team? How could you possibly team with Pisco here? Like, dude, he literally just argued that, like, huh? Like, what?
I gotta ask because
everyone. I wish Pisco hadn't gone down this line because I think you could probably argue, like, obviously in the hierarchy of needs. I think you get blown up on this one. I don't like this one. But this is just this is Destiny does the exact same thing Hassan does. Destiny's identified immediately. Oh, I can actually fight on that all day. I can get way off of our actual topic and I can fight on that all day.
Do you think that healthcare is as important as food?
No, I think food is more important than healthcare.
Okay, so you agreed with Connor. I don't know why you just said
no. You're cooked in that I would consider. I think most people consider in basic human necessity needs healthcare as well as food. Not that food is more important.
You asked him which was more important, didn't you? Did I miss that? Hold on, wait. Did he ask which one was more important, or did he say both important?
More important in healthcare.
Thank you. Okay, he did. So you just totally mischaracterized my point there.
No.
You did.
Okay. Now hearing the debate, this is my second time watching this debate technically, and yeah, like Pisco definitely said what is more important, what is more, right? Not which one is important, right? It's which one's more.
Is it more of in the sense of is it more of a basic human necessity in the sense that it's a separate category of thing, that there are separate categories that food is a basic human necessity in a way that
you don't need to cope. You can just say you misspoke.
Hold on, wait. Just to be clear, because you're trying to bail yourself out. It doesn't make sense what you just said. It's something more of this in a category, or is it just?
God damn it! Hold on. Why is she? Stop. Eric,
in the category?
No, it makes sense.
Wait, more of a car.
Let Pisco explain. Hold on, Destiny. Let Pisco explain.
When we're moderating your bullshit, you can moderate chat, Jenny. Just relax. What the fuck am I witnessing right now? Parallax, what's up? He's here too. Tags, your DMs last night say otherwise. Wait, tags.
Hold on, he's the one to Jesse, stop.
Only socialist actually depending on...
When Pisco fucks up, he pivots to NSE shit. Oh, that's actually really smart. What the fuck? Dude, that's actually really slimy and smart. Dude, yeah. Like, Pisco is fucking up right now, and he's pivoting. I like how he's pivoting to Not So Erudite. Oh my god. That is actually... Dude, who cares about what Not So Erudite does in the fucking, like, Wick chat? Dude, oh my god, dude. Give me a fucking break.
Socialist actually depending on whose definition. No one is crashing out. I am clicking a name and undoing a ban or timeout that wasn't warranted. God,
Pisco wants to explain himself. Let Pisco explain himself.
So when you say the word a basic human necessity, all right, a basic human necessity. In what respect is food a basic human necessity?
She's responding to Deeparama! Dude, I'll always be power hungry. I can't be stopped. Where's the Kathy message too? Hold on, did Kathy's message got moderated? Uh-oh. I thought I saw Kathy message here. Did I not see a Kathy? Oh, here it is. Not so Eric, can you please stop banning people for disagreeing with Destiny? Thanks.
With respect that healthcare is not. And I'm trying to see what are the metrics by which you assess healthcare to be more
I do believe the chat is important.
Wait, stop.
Yeah, I know it's not synced with the video.
I'm clarifying.
I know this is in the future.
Just because I say something is more important, and I'm going to get Destiny to agree with this. Just because something is more important, I consider something to be more important, doesn't mean it's more of a basic human necessity, yes or no?
Who?
Steven.
You're tripping over your words. You just said again. You said more of a basic human necessity. But you mean to say it's one of the category basic human necessity.
Wait, Steven. Is the term basic human necessity and important the same?
No.
Okay, so saying something along the spectrum of basic human necessity and importance, those are different questions, right?
Debating whether or not.
Steven, are they different questions or not?
Those are different words. I don't even know what you're asking.
So is something on the spectrum of basic human necessity the same spectrum of importance? Because importance can encompass more than just something that's basic human necessity, right?
It can be more important along the spectrum, sure.
Okay, so so there's no contradiction, right? Can you identify a contradiction?
No, Vegan Gains, sir. I cannot identify contradiction.
So dude, I have no idea how Pisco came back and turned that into like a concession. He looks kind of unhinged for doing it. But it's pretty funny.
And he said yes. He said
I don't think it's interesting to debate whether or not Pisco got dunked on just now. Okay, I want to go back to what Destiny said previously, which I thought was pretty interesting. So Destiny made the claim
Pisco shouldn't be fighting that, but Pisco is, and this is very rare for him. I think he's actually kind of pissed that Destiny is being this bad faith with him, right? I think that's where that
look to determine who are the
I think that's the genesis
of socialists, like.
Yeah, but that's not a good excuse for his bad debating right now. He is absolutely fucking cratering this fucking debate. It's over. Why the fuck are you so soft with Pisco? Like, why the fuck aren't you hard on Pisco for messing up constantly? Right? Like, fucking
people who label themselves as socialists
so
wouldn't be.
It's so fucked up that you have to be like so perfect,
like Bernie Sanders or Mamdani or AOC. Now, I would say this is pretty absurd for a number of reasons. Okay, if we look at when people go and have public events, right? Like, Hassan goes and has a public event. How many people show up? I'd say maybe a few hundred. Maybe he gets into the 1,000 plus club or something. When AOC and Bernie Sanders go out and have an event, thousands of people show up. They can fill stadiums, fill arenas. When people actually go out and express their political views, what are my political views? Millions of people voted for Bernie Sanders. Hundreds of thousands of people, probably millions of people across the country, vote for Democratic Socialist politicians. And so when we look at Democratic Socialists and Socialist politicians, they are clearly, by ideological standpoint and by their propensity to collaborate within Democratic Party frameworks and electoralism, much different than Hassan and much more emblematic of the standard by which we should judge people who label themselves as socialists in this country.
I would like to address this directly.
I like the huge discrepancy in tone or something. Like, I know that we are all biased towards our like favorite commentators to the point where like we're just like not really like we are less inclined to criticize someone who is like not who is somebody like that we actually like. But I just like how it's just so stupid how biased he is. He's just so fucking.
I got a quick. So hold on. I'm sorry. Why didn't the DSA then endorse AOC?
Oops.
Because she came out with that vote on for the national DSA retracted their vote because of the Iron Dome vote that AOC took.
Seems like kind of a problem.
But that's not a socialist. That's not a socialist.
The DSA is not socialist.
Destiny, you're obfuscating.
It's a bad example.
The point is not.
It's a horrible example.
No. Please go, Destiny. 1 second. The reason I say you're obfuscating is because my point was not that, for instance, within DSA, within all of these different Democratic Socialist politicians, even within those people, Mamdani is not the same as AOC, and no one DSA member is the same as any other one. Okay.
We're not talking about one DSA member. The National DSA did not endorse AOC. The woman who runs
they did endorse Mamdani. They did endorse Mamdani. Okay, they did endorse many other Democratic Socialist candidates. I understand that there is an exception. If I could just finish, I understand that there is. I understand that there is an exception to the general rule of Democratic Socialists, like the organization endorses, different people.
Yeah, Cherry, we can't be too mad at Wick. Okay, he's got a lot of ingrained behaviors. Okay, he recoils in fear of the whip, even though Destiny doesn't have the whip anymore. He recoils in fear. Okay, he's not escaped the plantation in his mind. He's escaped the plantation in a literal sense in some ways, but in his mind, he is still on the plantation. And in fact, he might be getting dragged back there intentionally. Okay,
who call themselves Democratic Socialists?
Oh, you were talking about Connor? I was talking about Wick.
My fundamental point.
Dude, I'm sorry. Even though Wick is like very catering to Destiny, all right, even then, at least he pushes back in front of Destiny, dude.
Which is that when we agglomerate all
Connor,
of the people,
Connor, it's literally Connor's in the house.
Who call themselves socialists and run for parties and have people come out and vote for them and support them. That is a fundamentally different group of people, on average, by the normal distribution of their beliefs, than people like Hassan. And I think that we should judge them by who they vote for more so than by, Hassan, basically.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't disagree. I agree. You agree then. Okay, well, then, thank you.
Okay, counterpoints. Go ahead.
All right.
I love you, Connor.
Connor's a political prisoner.
With socialism was that if you actually go back to Bernie Sanders in the fucking 80s and 70s, he was doing apologia for Cuba. He was doing apologia for the Soviet Union. He did apologia for Venezuela in the fucking 90s and thousands. And you know what happened? Each one of those
has he totally disavowed that apologia, or does he just not talk about it because it's not politically effective?
Places ended up being absolute fucking shitholes. So what he had to do, is he had to move to social democratic models in the Scandinavian system and abandon his previous hardcore shit. But there's a question of whether or not social democracy.
I don't think he's like sincerely. Yeah, I don't think he sincerely moved his positions. I think he thinks ideologically those all make sense, and that they were probably victims of CIA plots. He probably thinks the same thing Hassan does.
Democrats are actually just hiding their power level because they're trying to inculcate a left-wing philosophy. I'm not done yet.
Let's Connor finish.
Shut up. Why is it relevant? This is the entire conversation. The entire conversation is whether or not social democracy
is your conspiracy theory about socialists.
The center left. That's the whole fucking conversation.
Okay, so you're asserting a conspiracy without much evidence. You're just saying, Bernie actually conspiratorially supports things like Cuba and the Soviet Union, and he didn't have any changes of opinion.
He might have moved
on the screen.
Hold on, just real quick.
That's unhinged.
But Hassan has it.
Hold on, just real quick.
Wild comment that I totally disavow. I don't know why you did that.
Counterpoint is expressing is that there are leftists who have said explicitly that their goal is to infiltrate the Democratic Party to move it towards leftism. It is not a conspiracy in the sense of it's crazy. It is a conspiracy in the sense that these people have said, this is what we're going to do, this is our goal for doing it, and this is how we're going to do it.
Why is that relevant to our discussion?
It's relevant to the discussion because should we, the Democrats, allow or invite into our house as influencers, invite into our house as staffers, invite into our house as people we will engage with or collaborate with in a friendly way.
Or Erday, I stopped covering the chat. We go back and cover it after. Somebody will take all this.
So it's only quote unquote a problem insofar as it's aggregately true